And here at level 4, what we're going to start discussing is the preventative techniques. So how do we prevent the work pressure starting to affect us? Now we're going to return to this grid. This is very, very useful and important. We've already said that don't do stuff in box number 3 and box number 4. Well, that's okay. But how do we get to make the right decision about what is in box number 3 and box number 4? What has to be done and why? What can I not do? What can I legitimately not do? And what can I prioritize? We're beginning to think in priorities of work. We will always have too much to do. There will always be work pressure. So the trick, of course, is start to think in terms of priorities. Preferably agree those priorities with managers above us. But if not, be really clear in our own minds about what the priorities are. What has to be done? What has to be done that's critical? Why do I think it has to be done? What can I not do? And let me prioritize the rest is a really simple series of 3 questions we ask at the beginning of each day. And then we get into, I'm being pressurized. So how do I know? How do I know if it is really urgent? And this is the key question. We need ways to ask and to check on urgency. I've given 10 ways here that might be useful. I'm going to jump about because you'll be scan reading some of them. But I do like number 2 or number 3. Whenever you're asked for something, promise it later than the person has asked for it. Could you get this done by tomorrow? And you say, well, I can get it done by Friday. Is that okay? Most of the time people will say, yep, yeah, that's fine. Look, could you go and see a department, the accountancy department, and get some thoughts on the next budget round? And that's number 3. You could say, well, I can certainly give them a call today and arrange an appointment for next week. So you're asking what the person wants, but you're promising it later, or you're promising less than they've asked for. You're not being rude, you're not being negative, you're giving a solution, but you're pushing back. Pick out a few more. I love number 1. What is it that you want me to not do? If you want me to do this, I'm happy to do it, but something has to go. So what shall I leave? What shall I set aside? Number 6, work to treat. Look, if I do this, will you help me do that? And then you'll find out if it's really urgent or not. This is number 7, is for a persistent person who's dumping stuff on you regularly. And as soon as they're on the phone, as soon as they're texting you, thank you for contacting me. I was just about to ask you to help me. And that will test whether they really want you to help or whether they're just sort of dumping work on you. Number 8, get them to do something to help you do the thing they want you to do for them. Let me say that again. Get them to do something to help you do the thing they want you to do for them. So if they say, oh, can you just pull down a quick report for me, please, of the turnover, of the figures of raw material purchase for the last month. You could then say to him, sure, could you send me an email with the date range that you want me to do it between? And then I can track it from that email because I'm busy at the moment, but I do want to remember. Could you just send me a mail? Oh, it'll be all right. I don't need it. Is likely what you'll get if they have to actually do something. You can see some other options there that you might like. Number 9, let me get some options together for you. Number 4 is good. Who's it for? What will happen if it's not done? These are ways that you're testing the urgency. What we're doing to manage our workload is we're checking, is this really urgent? Is this box number 4 or is actually box number 3? Is it really urgent? And is it really important? By pushing back on people with our questions. And of course, we're being positive. If they come up with good answers, we'll get into it. But if they don't, we're pushing back to protect ourselves from the work pressure.